Um, as for today, we got so with the Jovian Concord, we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. There is this new frame, Wisp, aka all that base. So I've already done a little bit of fucking around with Wisp, but I figured the fuck I'd do a little more of an in-depth look, fool around with it some more. I mean, I played around with it a bit. I'm not entirely sure, like with the fashion. I played around. I have like a forma in this already. A forma. So I'm able to make a build. But I think, and we'll actually head over to the simulacrum for this. I think it'd be nice to spend a little bit of time going with the ins, checking out the ins and outs of Wisp. So this is the standard look for Wisp. We can see it's got this weird scarf thing that comes in the back, covers the butt. Okay, let's take off Redeemer. Take off all the weapons except for the signature. One of the things you'll notice with Wisp is that, like, so they did put out a hot fix that addresses some of the clipping issues that occurs with Wisp. Wisp is kind of a nightmare when it comes to clipping on the cloth bits, which actually makes her really hard to fashion up. But I like to think I can manage. I mean, I made one already. The other thing is Wisp has a whole lot of custom animation, and I'm really sad that only the stances. So here are the two stances for Wisp. We got the Wisp Noble, which kind of, she floats around a little bit. And the better one, the Wisp Agile, because you get that good butt. But the thing is, like, so if you're thinking about buying the animations for another Warframe, so I've gone ahead and bit the bullet for that. Let's put Wisp Agile on Saren. That looks okay so far. We got the animation, we got that good Saren butt in the air. Get none of the other animations. It's all still running. The landing's the same. The rolling's the same. So because of that, I think I would prefer still sticking my Saren with the Titania Noble animation. So you don't get this cool, like, the floating, drifting. You don't get the cool running animation, which also means when you're running, you don't get to see the butt as well on the other frames like you do with Wisp. It's also a whole bunch of other, like, the dash is custom. Because it's more of a drifty dash. Also, I think so. There we go. It's got this cool sound effect with it. It even works when you're firing a gun. Switch this to automatic. So you fire the gun and she's still drifting, which is neat. And that makes me not want to, like, aim down sights or melee. Because when you aim down sights, all of a sudden, she's walking again. The same goes with melee, because in melee, you do the melee stance. The core of her kit is actually her one, which is not something you can usually say about a lot of frames. Usually it'll be like, even her hard landing animation is custom and really fucking good looking. You get none of that if you put her animation stance. It's just the basic stance on the other frames. It's not like the drift or anything. Okay, so so we're just demoing this with the basic look right now. We'll fashion frame after. So the core of her kit comes from spawning these. There are 3 types of little, I guess you could say they're shrines. I forget what the technical term is. And there are 3. This one here with the horns, the red one, gives you a massive health boost, and it means you pretty much don't need to put like vitality or anything on her. Really useful. And you're standing near a shrine, it's infinite. When you move away, the buff sticks with you for a period of time based on your power duration. The electricity zaps come from this blue one here that looks like Tiburon's logo, like the T. It doesn't do a lot of damage, although it does do damage. The main thing is that it shocks people. This one here is the haste, whatever the fuck they're called. So it makes it so you move faster, but that's not the only thing. It also makes you fire faster, which is cool. Her buff capabilities are really fucking great, and you can have up to 6 of those things plastered around whenever. I'm just gonna spread them out randomly, cause I'm gonna jump ahead to her 3. Her 3 sends out, like, a thing. It's kind of like a stun. It's not much of a good stun, but it also boosts the damage. And it causes, whenever you do damage, it shoots out little things to go damage other enemies nearby. Now, it's got a range based off of your ability range stat, whatever you mod for it. The thing is, you can double that range by targeting one of the floating, whatever the fuck they're called. You hit the button, you'll warp to it, and then you'll send it out, and it makes the range double. And so that's her 3, which I think her 1 and her 3 are probably her 2 best skills right now. At least are the ones I found myself using the most when I played her yesterday. Will-O-Wisp is her 2nd skill, and it sends out a clone. It's a decoy. It goes in whatever direction you point at for the... It stays alive for the duration, and it moves... I think it moves at a set speed no matter what the other stats are. I think duration's really the only thing that affects it. If you activate it when it's in the air, you'll warp to it, and you'll blind any enemies around. And the blind is affected by range. So the higher the range, the more enemies get blinded around you. It's an okay skill. I don't find myself using it as much as, like, pointing at a thing and using my 3, because the 3 provides damage and a damage boost. Her 4, and this is the one that everyone memes off of, Night Solaire. Open the portal to the sun! And it's a channeled skill, so it'll keep going as long as I have energy to fuel it. And if you hit the fire button, you can actually increase the damage. The only problem is, and I'm gonna bump up enemy levels to 130. The only problem is that it's not actually very good as a damage skill. So at 130, I'm only doing, like, a little bit. It seems inefficient for how much energy I'm spending on it. But the one nice thing that saves it, so each of these little things changes the kind of, not the damage type, but the status procs that it hits enemies with. And if you have this green one, it actually deals corrosive status procs, which is kind of the only saving grace of that skill as far as, like, high level damage, which is pretty cool. Like, here, I'll see if I can get back in here. I'll show off the stats of the abilities real quick. It's like here, Breach Surge, that's the 3. With my current skill setup, let me show off my current build. So this is kind of the build I tossed together hastily yesterday. He kind of benefits from all the different stats here, so I kind of don't put any of them into the negative. And the thing I focused on with this one was going high strength, although I think I could get higher with the different set of mods there. And I'll fuck around with builds a little later too. But like at 202 strength, the 3 increases the affected enemies, the amount of damage they take by 4 times. So between, okay, it's a blind, not a stun. Between the blind, the multiplied damage that they take, and also the like turning single target damage into multi-target damage, makes that probably her best skill as far as dealing damage. And of course, the fact that it pairs, like, you can use this skill in conjunction with reservoirs, which is the totem thing, makes that, I think, the core of her kit. Will-O-Wisp is good for, like, getting out of a jam. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the most useful skill, but it's a skill that's fitting of the kit. I think it's good. And then Soulgate is just there at 200%. It's doing 1,000. I guess it has a base of radiation, which makes it okay. It is affected by range, so you do want some range, otherwise you're gonna have a short beam. And nobody likes a short beam. You always want to have a nice long beam. So I think to start, let's go. There's 2 helmets. I'm gonna say right now, I hate the default Wisp helmet. I went and I spent the platinum. Get the better helmet. This helmet just looks better. Although I will say, the scarf looks cooler on the default helmet, in my opinion. But the actual head part here looks better on this one. Also, you get these little clasps here, which I think are pretty good detail. They're gonna stick with the alternate helmet. Yes, I did already forma her. Only once, though. I had to forma to get the alternate color, or the second energy color. There's only one default skin right now, but that's fine because she just came out. We're gonna put her into not any animation because it makes it easier to see all the colors, really. So the biggest problem I have with Wisp is that there's a lot of clipping that happens with the attachments, so it makes it surprisingly difficult to fashion frame her. Also, okay, she's getting her first cyst. That's fine. So, if I remember correctly, yeah, primary goes on the big bulk, secondary goes on these little inlaid seams. Tertiary, I think, goes for the arms and the scarf, and the accents are everything else. So with my last one, I did more of a watermelon color, which the yellow looks kind of weird. I don't know. Let's see, for this one, I think let's go with more of a... Thinking about... So I have punk music on, obviously. So I think I'm gonna go with more punk colors, so I'm gonna stick dark with maybe bright pinks. So yeah, let's start, we'll just make the base black. Secondary. So I want a nice hot pink, which means actually, oh, eminent. Which means I want to go to Valentine, because that's where all the good pinks are. Let's see, we want a good... What's a good scarf color? But I don't want the scarf to match the rest of the body too much is the only problem. Which is why I think... What if I just left it white? Or like a gray? What other colors do we have? We got a lot. Make it brown. No. Make it... No. I mean, the red looks okay, I guess. I'll leave that as a tentative color for now. So the thing is, that blue kind of hurts my eyes compared to the... Or it might just be the background that's making it hurt my eyes. I mean, that blue's not too bad, this Eminence blue. Question is, do I like the blue over the red, though? Okay, I'll leave the red for now. So... I think the accent color actually has the most distinct effect on Wisp's appearance, because it changes everything that's on the inner lining of like the scarf and skirt, and all that stuff has like a metallic sheen to it. So like, say I put a yellow, it makes it look gold, like literally gold. So the other thing I'm thinking, and it would stand out a little less. How it looks. I could swap, I could have the pink be the metallic part. Change this to be like, maybe a white? Or a gray. Thing is, I think the pink works better on the non-metallic parts. And I kind of do want to have a little bit of a contrast there. Actually, no, that would probably look nice with a good deep red. But then again, red and black, that gets to be really edgelordy. And as much as I want, like, kind of punkish, I don't want to cross into edgelord territory. That blue hurts my eyes. I could leave it gold. Where was that yellow that I had before? Gold doesn't look bad. Then I think I might change this to that Eminence purple. The purple... I think I felt that purple a lot more. Although if I'm gonna make that purple... I guess I could leave it red. Red's a little... Use some follow... No. Yeah, and Wisp actually takes a long time to level up. You know what? That dark red. It accents pretty well, but I'm gonna make this a darker purple. Or like a more purpley purple. Instead of a bluish purple. Hey yo, Panda, how goes? Okay, now... So the other thing I have against Wisp, appearance-wise, is that emissives... There's not really a lot of emissives here. There's not too terribly much. There's the little bits of eyes on the head, and there's a few spots on the back. So, I'm just gonna make them white, just so you can actually kind of see. There, I think we have a pretty decent looking wisp there. This wisp looks pretty punk. It's called Eminence. I forget where I got it from. I think it was a Twitch drop one time. Oh no, Eminence? It was either a Twitch drop or Barrow Katir brought it one time. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so with the missive out of the way, we get to the most important part of Wisp. The energy. So, let's see, we had purple. So I want the base to be purple. And this is why I started fashion framing, like literally dual energy is the reason I started fashion framing inside of the simulacrum. Okay, so that's that color. So you can actually test out what all the abilities and stuff look like. Let's see, I want to kind of highlight the purpley derply. Okay, that was... Oh, that's kind of a weird... Oh, that's kind of a weird... I think I found an animation bug, everyone. Task 4, open your menu, proceed not to have a proper animation for casting. You go to Cephalon Samaris, you look directly to your left and there's like a weird, like, divot in the wall. Walk into that divot in the wall. How does it look on that? Okay, so it kind of looks cool, but I think I might infuse some red into it to give it more contrast. Because, as a matter of preference, I like some high contrast. Okay, so it doesn't really do anything on that one. Okay, so let's see if I flip around those colors. I should use a brighter purple and a bit of a darker red, actually. I think we're getting a little bit closer. Ooh, that effect's starting to look really nice. So, dual energy it's very, let's say, finicky. And it's still finicky. And it's that... What if I try a bright red? So... You can't just put like a pure black on it. Black pretty much equates to transparent as far as energy colors are concerned. Oh, I didn't mean to double tap that. And here, you'll see what I mean if I do, let's say, let's say I change the second color instead of being red to just like a pure black. You'll see it looks a lot smaller and it's like there are parts missing, only one color shines through. So black in the darker colors are kind of like, let's not make it, we'll understate one color and make the other one a little bit more overstated. I think I'm gonna go back to, let's try darker one. I might actually remove the red for, actually I think I can live with this. Yeah, I think this is probably the one I'll stick with. Because the two colors are showing through a lot more strongly English. The two colors are showing a lot more distinctly than with the other color combination. So usually what I end up recommending is, and it you have to figure out with each Warframe which energy slot is the primary and which is the secondary, because it varies based on Warframe and ability. But the color you want to show through the most, usually like on the primary color, put a brighter color with a slightly... No, I said that backwards. The primary you want to be slightly dark, and your secondary you want to be much brighter. So in this one, the second square tends to show a lot more primary than the first square for most of its abilities. So I have a slightly dark purple with a brighter red. And then of course if you do contrasting colors, it makes it show up a whole lot better. Obviously we put the best Wisp animation. Get that butt floating in the air. Actually, no we don't. Because now it's time for the attachments. And this is where things start to get hard, because if you look at most of the usual attachments, actually that one fits surprisingly well because there's a gap. Like, if we go with the usual attachments, either it covers up a lot, or we see there's, like, clipping issues. So that kind of prevents a lot of pieces from working too well with her. There's also the fact that I'm kind of limited. I don't own too terribly much. So, on my watermelon color one, because I have to have watermelon for all of them, this is the one I have, this Prisma Neighboress. But I'm thinking about using the Tenocon plate to give more of a wing-like look. I could also use the Avia Solstice if I wanted to. But I'd rather use the Prisma ones. Yeah, like this one. I wouldn't use this one because it's clipping pretty distinctly there. Also, it kind of betrays the, some of these are too bulky. Like, I wouldn't use the Harkonar ones because it's too bulky for what's supposed to be a pretty slender looking frame here. I think for now I'll stick with the Tenocon shoulders. I did Tenocon for the chest last time. I forget which one I did. I think I did this one It looks alright. It particularly looks good in the agile stance because she's bent over, so it's more plane-like. Think about doing something different. That one's pretty understated. Looks too bulky with Saturn 6. But then again, it's really hard to... It's kind of hard to fit Saturn 6 chest plate onto a variety of frames. Stick with the Kidir for Theros. I should also copy the colors. And the red's on the metallic there, that looks nice. The other thing is, it is kind of covering up the pattern on the breasts. You know, I think I could live with that though. Yeah, I don't have this smoke ephemera. And that one actually does look really good on Wisp too. It's not wrong. The legs are a nightmare. Because you can see it with this one. The skirt keeps clipping with it. Even this one that I'm using on my watermelon colors, it clips at certain points. But I kind of get away with it. So the reason I put the EOS spurs on my other one is it kind of makes it look more like the foot designs from the Zone of the Enders. Because they also had kind of peggy feet there too, but the thing is they, you know, were floating mechs, so it kind of made sense. So I wouldn't be able to use a Tenacon thing there. Like, my instinct is... Actually, those don't look too bad, and they don't clip horribly. The thing is, I'm actually not a big fan of most of... Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I'm not a big fan of most of the leg armor parts in Warframe. Oh, that clips terribly. No, I'm okay with the way that... We'll use the Magger. It clips at points. But you know what? It makes it look like she has rocket feet now. Let's see. I'm starting to rethink having the wings. That almost works. I'd have to change up the colors for that. But you know, given that's the only one with any kind of an energy signature to it, I think I could get away with it. No. So the only real frame that I've found that I like the way the Porta shoulders look, this ring one, is Octavia, because it kind of matches the Manticore theme. I really don't want to use the same one on both. Saturn 6 shoulder? No, that betrays kind of the appearance. So I kind of like I still kind of like the wing shape. That is the Magger shoulder. No, that's way too big. Might stick with the Katir ones then. Yeah, Hildren's like a buff bikini model. You know, one of those workout. No, I think I could live with this. Ephemera, we'll use... So I'm using Feypath, which we'll back out of here real quick. It's the one you get from two-factor authentication, and you can see it a little bit better in the dark here with the colors I have set. It makes it so, like, little... I guess... feathers? Come out of the ground, follow you where you're walking. That's what I have on the basic one, because I have a feeling Wisp is kind of the intended use case for that ephemera. I want to see how Shocking Step looks, though. We'll test this out real quick. You know, that actually doesn't look too bad, Shocking Step on her. It's not as nice looking as, say, the gold on my Sarens, but I think I can live with that. Last we look at the Cyandana, and I'm pretty sure I didn't put one on the watermelon, because she already kind of has a lot going on in the back. And there's an issue where a lot of them kind of tend to clip, especially in motion. Like there, you can see this one's clipping there. This one you can see some really bad clipping going on there. Clipping. So a lot of Kates don't really, a lot of Cyandanas don't actually work with her. Nah. So it makes fashion framing her a little difficult. Like even this one with the energies clipping through really badly. And that one, I almost like it, but it's very big. So I ended up leaving off a Sayandana last time. There is one here that I like the look of. That I don't own. I think it was this one. I thought this one looked pretty good, and it does clip every now and again. But it's not terrible with its clipping. I just don't have the 105 platinum. I only have 91. Almost like that one. No. Oh. So I think this one looks pretty good for her too. But I don't know. Tenogens, so I'm not about to jump and buy that right away. Not at this moment, anyhow. I'd have to wait until I got... That one doesn't look too bad, actually. But seeing that's also a Tenogen, so I'd have to wait until I have a little more disposable income for that. This one doesn't look too bad either. Kind of looks like a set of wings, almost. So there are some options here that work with her, but... Oh, the Hildryn one. Actually doesn't look terrible. But you have a lot of considerations with, oh, it interferes with her already having, like, long scarf in the back. Out of the stuff I actually currently have... Out of the stuff I already currently have... I like... I might actually just not. I could leave that one. The only thing is I don't... So if I'm gonna use something like that, I'd rather wait until I got the new Loka one. I guess I could stick with that if I really absolutely have to have a Ciandana, but she has a lot going on in the back already, so I probably won't. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree for different reasons, but I'm gonna agree. And then, of course, we put on Agile, and voila, we have Fashion Frame the Wisp. So the other half of this is we got the Fulman here, which... Yeah, go ahead and... Pink gun! Actually, I haven't made too many pink guns in this game, despite everything. So the Fulman's cool. I was kind of using it earlier, doing the tests and whatnot. Oh, I gotta spawn. So I really like this rifle. I really like this rifle. It's got 2 firing modes. This one, which is like an Arcoplasm or Blast. And as we can see here, it does fire through enemies. So if I stand here, I just hit all 4 of these fuckers. It fires relatively fast. Faster than an Arcoplasm one. And we can notice... Actually, you probably can't because my HUD's in the way. So it doesn't have a magazine. It has a battery capacity. So instead of reloading, you wait for it to recharge. And in this mode, because it has 2 modes, shotgun mode uses 10 ammunition per shot. But if I hit the alt fire, and I take off that big barrel there, and I swap it, suddenly it turns into an electric machine gun. And of course, I have it fully modded out at this point, at least to my kind of what I want. I'll show the build I have on this right now, which it too has E Forma, because I wanted the dual energy color. I have Amalgam Serration. I have 3 out of 4 60/60 mods. It has native electricity in it, so without any mods, it does electric damage and a space. So I put Malignant Force so I can get corrosive. High voltage to kind of up the status chance as well as up the corrosive even more. And Rhyme Round so I get a little bit of extra cold damage with it. So once I got that out of the way, we got Split Chamber, which is just good on all weapons, more multi-shot. I don't think this actually sends out multiple projectiles, so it's mostly there just to boost the damage, and it doesn't boost status chance, because I think it applies like a beam weapon, even though this weapon is considered a rifle. No, it does boost the status. Okay. So it also boosts the status percent chance. And then after that, we have Vital Sense and Point Strike for a very nice 75% critical chance, as well as a 4.8% chance critical multiplier. Now, what I'm going to try and do, and I want to see the comparison real quick. Yo, cupcakes! Cupcakes are yummy. I want to see about using Argon Scope and getting a much better crit chance. I'm just building this basically straight up critical. So I'm going to use critical delay here, even though it slows down the fire rate, because you'll be able to outdo any slowdown in fire rate with the haste. The haste reservoir. Keep forgetting the name of those things. With all that, we have 89 with the 135. It should actually go up even more. It's worth to note here, out of the physical damage types, it only does impact damage. It doesn't do slash or puncture. That's something to keep in mind. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm pretty sure it doesn't send out more than one projectile at a time. It only ever sends out one projectile, I'm pretty sure. Test that real quick. Let's switch this to... Let me actually find an enemy. It's better if I see the damage number coming off of it. Okay, so that's only hitting once per shot. Head on multi-shot, the chamber, and vigilante armaments. And that just proves that I could probably use one more forma on this gun. Okay, that's interesting. It does send out more than one projectile. Okay, it doesn't send out more than one projectile, but it makes each projectile hit for multiple. That's actually really interesting. Doing that. I want to see real quick then what happens if we put on... Take off our gun scope for a moment. Put on heavy caliber. I want to see if the projectiles split out. Wow, that's actually pretty interesting. So heavy caliber is viable in the fact that this doesn't actually have an accuracy debuff. The weapon always fires in the one projectile. Well, I don't have the capacity for that. Where is Argon? Argon scope. Yeah, so to make this build work, because I would want to put on... Where is it? Yeah, thermite rounds. No, high voltage. No, malignant force. Reasonably, I should keep malignant force on and put Argon scope on at a later point. So that I can get the 100% crits with a headshot and still have corrosive damage as the base. The other thing is, because it doesn't have a reload, The other thing would be to see about, like, just upping the magazine size. I mean, there are options here you could do. I think overall, my config A might be the more damaging one. Here, we'll take a test real quick. Testing it mostly just in semi-auto. I'm also gonna respawn all these guys so they're fresh. Oh shit, there were two guys there together. Didn't even notice. Here, I'm gonna pick... Guys at full health. There were two guys there again. Okay, so that cuts through with like 10 ammunition left in the magazine. This one, which granted is missing a mod that I would want to put on. It does still have corrosive. Do this again. Kill all and I can spawn twice. Broken. So it's not... Oh, I'm getting mostly crits. But I think going for rock crit might not be the best solution. I think going for a hybrid is probably the better one. Because, like, that last time, it had two enemies stacked up, and I killed them both in the span of one full magazine. Fuck, I keep forgetting about that. Not to mention the increase. So there, one dude killed and I still had 28 shots left. So it's a good weapon. I believe the simulacrum. Back to the orbiter. And I think as far as like in a test room, I'm showing off kind of all that Wisp can do. He's a good frame. I like her. Very good addition. And I'm not just saying that because of that. The powers are good. The gun she comes with is good. Or not the gun she comes with, but the gun that dropped as part of her update is good. The only thing I say is definitely you want to get this alternate helmet. It's much better than the basic one.